This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. The fans here in Philadelphia ready to cheer on their 76ers in this interconference matchup. Now Golden State's starting five. The defensive stalwarts Green and Bogut are down low. The Splash Brothers are the guards. And it's Barnes in at the three. Early on last year, it was clear Steph Curry was just on another level. Was an MVP candidate right from the start of the season, and he would eventually be voted that award.
And I thought very deserving. You could see how he elevated his play, and so many of us and so much talk focuses on what he does offensively. But he was ahead of the snake of a terrific defensive group for Golden State a season ago, and that's one reason why he ended up being the MVP.
Golden State's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Quick shot there, and it's off target. Golden State on D. Cannon kicks to Smith. The pass to Embiid. Barnes grabs the miss. Warriors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Thompson for the triple, and he gets it to go. Thompson's got his first 3 points of the game.
Such a height mismatch out on the perimeter, and they give up the triple.
Here's Cannon. He's covered by Thompson. Cannon can't hit.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well. And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
Smith kicks to Covington. Embiid the screen. Covington passes to Embiid. Smith up top. 76ers moving the ball around. Here's Okafor. Draymond Green with the rebound. Well, Greg, for Brett Brown and the Spurs connection, he was an assistant in San Antonio for 7 years, was really indoctrinated in how the Spurs conducted business. Clark, before coming to the 76ers.
Yeah, he's got an interesting accent, too, a mix of Boston Australian from where he grew up and where he spent a lot of time, but no doubting his passion and his coaching ability. He's good in both.
He was actually a head coach for Australia for a while, an international player. Curry misses the three, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. Smith dishes to Okafor. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That's his first foul. And the 76ers with a completely new group now. Golden State also making some changes. Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Curry.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
The Warriors shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. And that one falls for Spates. Leandro Barbosa is checked in for Thompson. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Philadelphia shooting their first free throws of this.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
Here is Livingston. Dishes it to Iguodala. Shoots the three. And it would have counted had it fallen.
Okay, Philadelphia, let's give a hand to your own.
And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his comfort
anywhere 5'6".
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry, and tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this Splash brother to let her rip.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
The roof is up right now, guys. It's raining in here. A lot of threes through the first.
Hey, sometimes when it rains, it pours, and they have not let up from beyond the arc.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin the second quarter, we've got Maurice Spates. Barbosa is out there with Livingston. And there's Iguodala. And it's Ezeli in at the 5, roaming the paint. Thompson with the bucket.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when the steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
The 76ers struggled last year, but it was mostly due to their offensive issues, Greg. At times, they could be okay on defense.
No doubt, Kevin. They've got a good group of rim protectors, and they also knew how to force turnovers, but they have got to improve offensively.
And it's a completely new group here for Philadelphia. Different look here for the Warriors. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Spates. Rush comes in for Andre Iguodala. Thompson, he's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston.
Shooting for Philadelphia.
Yeah, you know, Philly would finish right in the middle of the pack in terms of defensive rankings. They knew how to make stops, and they've got some good defenders, too, so not surprised they were fairly solid defensively.
Andrew Bogut checked in for Festus Ezeli.
And the big thing that stuck out for me for the Sixers, their turnovers forced. I mean, second in the league in steals per game, fourth in the league in blocks. And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And Embiid throws it down.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down. It would have been something to see if he could hit that shot from that deep.
Greg, you know it, I know it. There aren't very many guys that can hit from out there. But he is one of them. That's the kind of range he has.
And Rush kicks to Curry. He feeds it to Barnes. Back to Curry. It's taken away by Smith. And here comes Smith, leading the fast break. Cannot hit. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. Here's Curry with the 3. Again, Curry missing. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Okafor, the pass to Smith. Back to Okafor. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no line in those totals.
He rifled that one in from distance. 12 points for Steph Curry.
That's 2 straight quick three-pointers they've allowed.
Defense just not reacting with enough aggressiveness.
The 76ers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That free throw, no good.
2 shots.
He hits the second from the line. It could go.
Got it! He got it!
Just in time. And the first half comes.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 3. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get on.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
And the threes, they just dropped for him consistently. He was in a zone in that first half.
I'll say, I mean, this couldn't have been a more productive day for him from long range so far.
Okafor out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Isaiah Cannon. And it's Smith. And it's Covington in at the small forward. And that's the group for Brett Brown as we begin the second half.
And remember, you go back to when Steph Curry was in college, more of a shooting guard at Davidson, but he's worked relentlessly to not only improve his ball handling, but his vision. And now, all of a sudden, he's one of the most elusive ball handlers in the NBA.
Takes a three. No luck. Good work defensively by Smith. The 76ers lead. Here's Cannon. He has 5. Here's Covington. And he overshot that one, missing. And Curry, certainly, Clark, a magician with the ball in his hands. He can really supply the terrific handle, razzle-dazzle moves, crossovers. He has it all.
He sure does, but on occasion he can be a little loose with it and turn it over some. That's been a focus both by him and the coaching staff. Attack, but do it with precision. They've been getting it inside at every opportunity and getting results, too.
Yeah, that's a winning formula as far as I'm concerned. They've been the aggressors and far more assertive on the offensive end.
Cannon can't hit.
Boy, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Barnes can't get it to go.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Here's Cannon. He's covered by Thompson. Cannon kicks to Okafor. And it's sent back by Bogut. And they get it back. Covington's shot is off. The Warriors have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. It's Thompson off the drive. Misses from close range. 76ers have gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. And here's Covington from the arc. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Covington's got the lead up to 4 now for the 76ers. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. They get it again. Okafor dishes to Embiid. Here's Cannon. He's covered by Thompson. Cannon, the pass to Covington. Just 3 on the clock. No luck. It's still anybody's game. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the 4th quarter. A terrific game so far. The Warriors trailing. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. 4th quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots. Livingston is out there with Ian Clark, and it's Spates in at the center, locking down the middle. From 11 feet away, second chance shot, and it's Noel missing.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Kicks to Clark. Banked in off the glass. Clark's got the 4th quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Warriors. The 76ers shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. Passes it to Noel. That's good. And the 76ers lead by 1.
Wow, the fans are really getting their money's worth tonight. What an entertaining ball game.
Up to this point, Greg, it's been almost impossible to separate these teams. I think this one's going to be close all the way.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum swings really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth, ebbing and flowing. I'm loving it.
And the Warriors making a change here. Aziri's checked in. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, over that break, I listened in on Brett Brown's huddle. He told him, guys, we're getting bogged down in the half court. Let's get out and run, see what's available in early offense. If there's nothing there, we can always back it out and run our sets. Good advice, Kevin.
Shot's good.
Uh-oh, a little showboating at the end of that.
Warriors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Golden State moving it around. Feeds to Clark. Over in the corner, Livingston.